Do you know the story of Thomas Edison? Let me refresh your memory real quick in case you don't. Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, but before that, his school teachers literally said that he was too stupid to learn anything. Oh, and he was also fired from his first 2 jobs for being non-productive. You see, Thomas Edison did end up inventing the light bulb and many other things, but do you know how many attempts it took him before he had one working light bulb? 1,000 attempts. 1000. Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times before he found something that worked. And the inspiring thing is that Thomas Edison didn't keep trying because he was just filled with motivation. There was something else that was fueling him, and that's what I want to share with you today. You see, motivation is a funny thing because sometimes we have it and sometimes we don't. When we do have it, it's great. The mountains in front of us, they seem smaller. The bad days that we experience, they seem shorter. And just in general, your dreams seem so much more in reach. Now, if you are like me, you get frustrated when you don't feel motivated because you always want to be getting something done, but sometimes you just don't feel like getting something done. So in order to show you what Thomas Edison had that I think we could all learn from, it's important to distinguish what motivation is and what motivation is not. Have you ever heard the phrase, "I'm feeling motivated," or "I'm not feeling motivated"? That phrase in itself tells us pretty much everything we need to know about what motivation is. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are not reliable. You can't predict when you're gonna feel something or when you're gonna want to get something done. And that's why we cannot rely on feeling motivated. Imagine if Elon Musk only worked on Tesla when he felt like it. He says that he currently works 80 to 100 hours every single week. Do you think he feels like working that much? What about Bill Gates? His first company failed. Do you think he was motivated to start Microsoft after already failing? If anything, he was probably way less motivated. But did that stop him? We all know the answer, and that is no. You see, nobody is actually motivated 24/7. There's something else that keeps them going when motivation fails. The issue with how a lot of people think today is that we use feelings as a deciding factor when making a decision. People work out until they don't feel like it. People eat healthy until they don't feel like it. And people love until they feel like they aren't in love anymore. We as a people place way too much emphasis on feelings. We've begun to believe that if we don't feel a certain way, then something must be wrong about our situation. But most of the time, that is not the case. You see, what Thomas Edison, what Bill Gates, what Elon Musk, and pretty much every other ultra successful person out there does differently is they do not focus on their feelings. Instead, they focus on their why. Your why is the reason why you do anything that you do. It's why you do it. For instance, a lot of entrepreneurs end up taking jobs that they absolutely hate in order to fund their dreams. And how do you think they stay in something so long that they don't enjoy? They had a why that was strong enough to pull them through that season. So for instance, if you're a student, your why could be to get a degree. If you're an athlete, your why could be to go pro. But at the end of the day, if you're not doing something that you know you should want to do, it's probably not because you don't want to do it, but instead you are relying on having the feeling of motivation to do it, instead of choosing to focus on your why. Because a why isn't a feeling. A why is a fact. You see, motivation is great. It can help you get something started, but it's probably not going to be what helps you get something finished. That is where your why has to come in. So I challenge you to take a deep thought. So I challenge you to take a good look at the things that you want to accomplish in life. Then ask yourself, is my why strong enough? Is the thought of this end result able to pull me through all of the hardships that this goal is going to lead me through? So you want to be a famous singer. Why? You want to be a big-time actor. Why? If your why is so that people will like you more, your why is not big enough. If your why isn't powerful enough to jolt you out of bed every morning, then you need to get a new why. There's a quote I've heard before, and it goes something like this: motivation ends where discipline begins. Now, Thomas Edison was probably not feeling crazy motivated after his light bulb didn't work for the 100th time.
I declare bankruptcy! me!
But he didn't stop because he had a why that was big enough to keep him going. And honestly, his why might have been to literally light up the whole world. And that's a pretty good one. So whatever you want to accomplish in life, I would encourage you to dig deep and discover why you want to accomplish that. And if your why is strong enough, then go for it, because you're gonna need that why when your motivation fails. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked this video, I think you might also like this video right here. It talks about how we all have something called main character syndrome. And if you're curious about what that is, I would click this video right here. But don't worry, it's not all bad news. It actually has some good redeeming message about it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you guys next time.